Happy Thursday, March 20. No, March. I'm thinking of another date in the future. Man, I can't even keep this straight. March 16th, 2023. Tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. So tonight, it's on a Friday. So yeah, it's an event for a lot of people, and it'll probably start tonight because a lot of people, they get up early tomorrow. There's a local parade at 11 a.m. And so people are going to be pretty hammered by then and get up and start drinking. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save it for happy hour. So we're going to have a St. Patty's Day happy hour tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, on Litecoin Lisa's YouTube channel. It will be simulcast here on this channel. However, all the chat's over on her channel. So if you're checking it out later, check it out on my channel and give it a thumbs up. Share it with somebody if you find something in there that is useful. Today, I want to give a Litecoin update on, my whole Litecoin escapade, purchasing off these platforms, and where that's at. Not a lot of confidence in these things. So, well, first of all, the European Central Bank today announced, this is after Credit Suisse yesterday had to take $50 billion from the Swiss National Bank to keep them solvent. Credit Suisse. I mean, they've been in trouble for a long time. A lot of those. I mean, I can't believe Deutsche Bank hasn't gone under yet. But I mean, they're walking dead. They're vampires. As long as they keep getting injections of energy, which is the money, or the currency. I shouldn't say the money. The currency. Current blood circulation. As long as they get that stuff, I guess they keep standing up. The problem is you see rampant inflation. So in my mind, I'm thinking of something else. I'm talking about oil. You've got the European Central Bank. They've raised rates by a half a percentage point, 50 basis points, they call it. While Credit Suisse is essentially being bailed out, they're going to raise rates. So that tells me, and the Fed then will probably raise, I'd say, 1/4 point next week, just because they want to maintain the semblance of, hey, everything's under control. We got this. Hey, no worries. Even though we're funneling money out the back door to keep these banks in, solvent, we're going to continue to raise rates. That's part of the problem why you're having these issues with banks. They're corrupt anyway, and what they get involved in, the investments and chasing yield. I mean, it's a big Ponzi scheme, the whole thing is. So they're destined to fail because they don't hold the reserves. They don't have the liquid cash. They're in derivatives, basically. So, all it takes is just enough people to show up at the bank and say, I want my money, and it's not there. And they'll say, oh, well, we'll print the money up. But they don't print the money up. They just put it into your digital account and say, oh, it's okay. Anyway, half a basis point, raising it by half a percentage on the European Central Bank. They're going to keep doing this, it looks like, until they really break things. And then that gives them the excuse to completely take over, to completely bail out whoever they want and let other ones go under, which I think is the goal, because it's all about consolidation. It's all about gatewaying everybody and funneling everybody into a centralized system, a more centralized system. And they'll CBDC you all. And this is what you get. You'll get a CBDC that they control. So anyway, I saw that. Christopher Lagarde, I'm not sure, came out today. The European Central Bank raised the rates half a percentage point. So the Fed, like I said, is probably going to raise 1/4%. They'll continue to break things. But ultimately, they have to reliquefy the markets, because this thing doesn't exist. There's a reason why deficits go up under every president. I mean, there's just no stopping it. Every Congress, they got to keep raising it, because that's the only thing that funds the system. Think of it as a Frankenstein's monster kind of situation, or a dead patient that they keep reviving with the defibrillator and injections of, blood. I mean, that's all it is a vampire, and they're just trying to keep it going, keep feeding it to keep it walking. The whole system doesn't work the way it is. It was dead from day one. Once the Federal Reserve was formed in 1913, it's a Ponzi scheme from the get-go, and that's just what it is. I mean, you need more debt. More debt is created every time Federal Reserve notes are created, so you need to create more Federal Reserve notes to cover the new debt. And then it just goes on and on and on until you get to a breaking point to where you can't service the debt And if people want their money out of the vampire casino, they're like, oh, everything's fine. We got you covered. We got you covered. And that's all I hear on mainstream right now. It's, constantly, even on the network news. I mean, the business news channels, they all say it. But, even on the Today shows, the morning shows, they've got financial people coming in to quell the fears of the populace, saying, listen, if you've got up to $250,000 in the bank, you're covered. It's insured. It's fine. You have nothing to worry about. When they start doing this and parading these people out and say, hey, there's nothing to worry about, nothing to see here, then there's probably a big problem. We probably have a lot of issues that are about to come to the forefront. Just saying. They shouldn't need to do that. But they do understand that the whole thing falls apart once we wake up. Once we say, I'm not going to give my energy to this system anymore. I'm not going to leave my money in that bank. I'm not going to be the liquidity prey for this vampire system. And you exit it, then they run into problems. The banks can't service that demand because the money's not there. The cash is not there. So it's a problem. And you do it now. If you want to go buy something, they'll say, well, why do you need the cash? Fill out this paperwork. And they'll say, well, we can give you a cashier's check. That's good. You can go pay for your car with that or your furniture with that or whatever it is you're going to buy with the cashier's check. And it's like, no, I got money to pay for it in the bank. I want to take it out and I want to pay somebody with it. Well, you don't need to do that. Then pretty soon they'll be like, well, we really don't have it. Come back in a few days, like a Wizard of Oz thing. Oh, bring me the broomstick of the Wicked Witch. Come back tomorrow. The all-powerful Wizard of Oz. And the little dog pulls the curtain back, and anyway. This, I don't want it to go out. I'm in here today in the bar because it's raining outside. You can probably hear it, so I got the dogs in here with me. They'd be out getting soaked. I'd be trying to find shelter. I could be in the pavilion, I guess, but then it's loud, hitting that metal roof. I'm not going to do that, so I'm in here. This is an Olliv nub, they call it. It's a short, fat things, and it's a Cameroon wrap. Olliv Cameroon nub. They're pretty good. I'm not as big of a fan of the Cameroon wraps. I like Habanos better. But the Cameroon nub's not bad. The Series G from Olliv that's got the Cameroon wrap, I mean, it's okay. It's a different flavor. It's just not suit my palate. But you know what? It burns. I'll take it. So I'm in here today. Be in here tomorrow at happy hour, too. I think Mitch will be here, too. He's back. Magic Mitch. Doing some tricks. Go follow him. Check out his channel. It's Mitchie's Monday. If you search on YouTube, actually go to my website, clintwestwood.net. You'll look under community resources, and boom, you can click on it. Find Mitchie. You can find the Pebbleton Post too. I did a talk with Josh from the Pebbleton Post a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I think he released it this week, and go check that out. That kind of gives you my whole outlook on things and how I feel about certain things. He was asking me questions. So it was a really good, I don't want to call it interview, good discussion. Go check the Pebbleton Post out. They've got all the Dick's Weirs on there. I think Lisa's got an interview coming out, a discussion coming out. So yeah, good stuff. Check them out. Oh yeah, since I'm talking to people. Got my Litecoin watch on, baby. It's Litecoin time. Got my Litecoin sign. Boom. If you want one of these watches, I think I've got a link in the description below. You can actually, from CoinVigilante, you can get, man, these dogs. You can get one of these watches and pay with Litecoin. You can pay with Bitcoin. You can get a Bitcoin watch too. They got all kinds of different looks, and they're really cool. I like them. I really do. And I'm not a watch wearer, but I like these watches. Sound money for the digital age, keeping time, keeping track of it. Time and money coming together right there. Anyway, back to the economy and what we're looking at. I mean, I noticed oil per barrel is down to like $66. That tells me that the world economy is not strong. And then also, oil production, global oil production's down. It's hitting some lower numbers. I can't remember what the exact statistics were, but basically it's turning over. It's rolling over. It looks to me like since that's the lifeblood of the economy, if the price of oil is going down, that means there's not enough demand. Don't need to produce as much. There's not enough commerce, not enough economic activity. So once again, pointing to the slowdown. I mean, you're going to see housing probably crash. Could be devastating. Don't know. I mean, but it's going to roll over. It has to with the rates going up. Houses are costing more money. It's going to have to drive the price of the house down because you're paying more to the banks in interest. It's the way it is. It's the way she goes. I watch Trailer Park Boys. You know, the guy, he's got money. He goes to the casino, loses it all. And they're like, what'd you do with all the money? We needed this to bail us out. It's the way she goes. You know, that's pretty much how it is. It's the way she goes. Yeah, you know, just get robbed every day. It's the way she goes. That should be the title of this. It's the way she goes. So you've got production down. You got oil production down. I mean, it's just... And then gasoline probably won't go down, and you'll be like, why doesn't it go down? Because the price of oil is lower, so gasoline should filter through to that, and that price of gas should go down, right? Well, yesterday I noticed the price of gas ticked up a little bit at my local station, and it was like $3.69 a gallon. And I'm thinking, this is the new normal. That's what they do. They'll push it up to over $5. You know, $6, $7 in some places, and then they'll bring it back down and kind of stabilize it there. Whereas the stabilized $3.50 area that we have here now in my area is a lot higher than it was a couple years ago. And the cost of oil's down. Barrel of oil. What gives? Well, when you don't allow more refineries to come online and you disincentivize them from coming online because you say, we're going to put them out of business and we're going green, why would you invest in refineries? You know, if they got problems and you need a big capital investment, you say, screw it. We'll shut it down. And so you lose the capacity to refine the oil, even though it's cheap, so you can't bring it to market to put it in your automobiles. Going to the dogs here. So that's where you're at. It's going out. I knew it would. Didn't have it hot enough. Started talking. So you've got that situation. It's just not good. The place we're at right now economically, and the reason why is because we don't have sound money, because it is not based in truth. It is based in fraud and deception and thievery is all the monetary system is right now. So you got to realize that. You've got to realize that what we have, the banks don't hold assets, cash assets. You put the cash in and it's not there. It's just not there. I talked about it before. It's fractional reserve banking. You put $1,000 in, they loan out $9,000 on that. It's leveraged. It's fractional reserve banking. They've got a fraction of the reserves in place. So if everybody who's got money in the bank wants to take it out, every bank is insolvent. They don't have that cash. We'll give you a cashier's check. The problem with that is when the banks start distrusting each other, that cashier's check, all that is, it's like a personal check. You take a personal check to somebody, like a restaurant, you see them on the wall. Hey, don't take checks from that guy. They put a picture of the bounce check on the wall. Shame him, shame, wall of shame. It's the same with the bank. See, a personal check, you bounce the check somewhere and they're like, nope, not taking another one here. This guy, don't take any from him. Same with the banks. One bank, you get a cashier's check from your bank, take it to another bank, or take it as payment to another bank for deposit in someone else's account, and that bank might say, you know what, we don't trust that little bank. I don't know if we're going to clear it in time. It's not in real time. They got to wait a few days, and then it goes through the system, and it just takes forever. And they're going to use that against us, and they'll say, well, that's why we need CBDCs. We need electronic money. And I see the Fed now is coming out in July, where they're going to have instant payments. They're talking about bringing it out right now in July. And that, you might as well say, that's your CBDC system, the Fed now. Central bank digital currency. That's a horror show. As soon as they do that, and they're going to make, it's frictionless, it's going to be so much better. And, yeah. It's going to be terrible because they can control it all at that point. Everything at that point. And they've been trying to come down hard on crypto, trying to make it difficult, and that leads into my crypto experience. Last week, I said I bought some Litecoin out of my checking account, did a transfer, said, hey, purchase from checking account, on PayPal, on Coinbase. Got my PayPal yesterday. Bought it Friday. It showed up immediately in my account. Finally was able to withdraw it yesterday. Showed it in my account, but I don't have possession of it. They've got it, so I want it. It took 6 days. Of course, count business days, 4 business days, I guess. Coinbase just now, last night, I bought on Friday. I just now took it out of my checking. Now, it showed that the Litecoin's available on Coinbase, or I could have sold it on Coinbase for whatever, dollars, USDC. Oh, God, forbid at this point. But I still can't withdraw it. So I'm just curious how long it's going to take. Making a purchase on Coinbase, using my checking account, took 4 days to 3-4 business days before it came out of the checking. And we'll see how long it takes before I can transfer the Litecoin off. Oh, that's why we need CBDCs. It'll be seamless, real time. None of this old stuff anymore. We got this. Fed's going to say, we got this. It's the Fed now. Download your wallet now. And you can be signed up and have instantaneous payments. And you're not going to have to go through all this anymore. What they fail to tell you about the CBDC is they can control it. They can put time limits on it. They can restrict it anywhere you want to pay. Again, programmable money. They can do whatever they want with it. They can stop you from making payments. They can put limitations on how much you can spend. Time limits, as I said, how much you can spend, amount limits. It's a bad system. You're giving away your energy to a vampire casino and letting them take control of it. And you see what happens. You beg, oh, please don't let it go under. Don't let my bank go under. I'm going to lose all my money. Well, it's FDIC insured, though, so you'll be fine. Yeah, and you see how much easier it would be for them just to create the CBDCs if they have a bank run. They're just like, oh, well, made solvent. Everything's fine. So that's where they want to go. Don't participate in that. Realize the dangers of that. It is not in your best interests. So when they start rolling it out and painting it as a great thing because of all the banks that crashed the past few months, this will avoid that. And it's going to make it go. Like they listen. I can't believe it. Hey, it's going to make all these problems go away. We're going to have CBDCs. Don't let them fool you. Don't be deceived. They want to gateway everybody. They want to prevent everybody from getting into crypto, the solid cryptos. Oh, you can get into the crap cryptos. They'll let you probably roll right into that. Oh, get your, paychecks coming in, Social Security's coming in. Transfer it to this ERC20 token. No problem. They'll take their cut and give you the crap. No, you want to get into sound money for the digital age. You want to look at things like Litecoin that have a finite supply, a limited supply, 84 million to be exact. That's all that can ever exist. That means that's only 1/100th of a Litecoin for everybody in the world. And if you're just say, hey, and it's a worldwide currency, so, anybody can use it. Let's say it were just the United States. That's the only people who could use Litecoin. Well, when 333 million people go after a fixed supply of Litecoin, they're only getting 1/4 of a Litecoin each. That's it. You can buy one Litecoin right now for under $100, a whole Litecoin. 4 times ahead of the average American. 100 times ahead of the average person in the world. So, you might want to look at that before it becomes a problem to get it. I'm already starting to personally see how difficult it is to get this stuff. Don't put yourself in a position where you're not going to be able to get it when you need it. See what's coming. Get ahead of the game. They're telling you what they're going to do. They're going to crash things. They're going to keep raising rates. They're going to make it difficult. They're going to scare everybody to where you're like, please save me, save me. So they create a problem. You're going to react and panic, and then they're going to offer you a solution. Problem, reaction, solution. The same thing they always do. The Hegelian dialectic. That's how they play this game. And their solution is going to be the CBDC. And they already got it ready to go. They said July of this year. Probably be sooner. Let's just say July. Get ready for it. Next few months are going to be nuts. I would definitely look into Litecoin right now. It is way undervalued. Probably the most undervalued cryptocurrency out there. DigiByte's way undervalued too. I looked at that. Man, oh man. 9/10 of a penny. Not even a penny. Can you get it? And that's the problem. Can I get it? I got money. How do I get it? I want it right now. That's the thing you got to look at. So get it while you can. Have it in your possession. Have it in your own wallet. That way nobody can control you. You got money that exists outside the system. No central bank, no government's involved in it. It runs on its own network. No stopping it. Decentralized. It's sound money for the digital age. All right. You've been warned. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. If you found anything valuable, share it with somebody. And I'll make a video tomorrow. And tomorrow, like I said, is going to be happy hour, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. Check it out, Litecoin Lisa's channel, and we talk about all this stuff. Talk about freedom. She's getting into a lot of things I wanted to discuss about the sovereign individual and the language that our current system has put in place, like bonds. Yeah, buy some bonds. Well, what's bond? Bondage, debt, the mortgage. What is that? Death grip, death lock, that it's got on you. All these words that we use and we voluntarily participate in this system, we've been deceived to participate in a, maritime type system, admiralty law type system, law of the sea kind of stuff. And it's pretty interesting. And I'm sure she'll go into that tomorrow because I know she's looking into that stuff right now. And it's all about language. It's all about being deceived. It's all about participating in a vampire casino. Because we check the boxes and we voluntarily participate in it when we don't need to. All right. Love you all. Hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Trust yourselves. Better trust yourself in this situation. The bombers are coming and the dogs are barking. Look out. All right. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. Have faith in yourself. Trust yourself. Okay? Talk to you tomorrow.